Dr.
Hannah.
Dr. Hannah Cross. Welcome to the team, Dr. Hannah. Congratulations. Dr. Hannah, question for you today.
Okay.
What would you do if your menstrual cycle was painful or heavy or consistently gave you problems? I know Mish, I don't know if you knew this. Mish loves it when I talk about her, but when we met, she had really painful cycles. What would you do if that was you?
So
First thing.
First thing, get adjusted. That is exactly what I would immediately go get adjusted. And
Where would you go?
I go here, but if you're out there and you're watching and you don't know what chiropractor to go to, you want to go to a principled chiropractor, and you can reach out to us and we can help you find an office near you that can help you. So you just don't want to go to any chiropractor. So you want one that can take a specific approach to your spine.
Yeah, that's a very good point. There was a local chiro, real local to us here, who got into a lot of hormone treatments. And they were doing a lot of testing of hormones, and they were doing a lot of nutritional counseling and a lot of injections and pellets and on and on and on. And that was the services he offered, and didn't talk about adjusting at all. And they're out of business now. It's it's quite predictable. Chiropractors should be doing what you said. So why would it be important to get adjusted properly?
So your brain controls everything in your body. So the hormones for you to even have a period begin in your brain, and then they travel through your spine and to get to where you need to go.
Well, the hormones don't travel through your spine.
The nerve signals,
there you go.
But your hormones are going to travel through your blood. Yeah. And so, but your spinal cord is your power supply. And then you have nerves that go off of your spine that control your uterus. And so it's very important to make sure that there's no interference, there's no pressure going on there, and that your body can function the way it was designed to do. And those hormones can get to where they need to go.
Is it just your uterus? What are other parts
that the nerves go to? They go to every single cell, tissue, and organ in your body.
Specifically for your cycle?
For your cycle, your uterus, your ovaries, fallopian tubes, everywhere.
Yeah, for boys, our nerves go to our testicles. They go to your prostate. All your parts down there.
Yeah.
So if you want more of a normal cycle that isn't painful, that is more easy to deal with.
Yeah.
So let's say that you were, let's say you get adjusted every week, which you do, but you noticed your cycle was getting a little more painful.
Okay.
Are you saying get adjusted more?
Yeah, it's not going to hurt you. Get adjusted as much as you need to. It's only going to benefit you. It's not going to hurt you. So
nutritionally.
Oh, nutritionally, no sugar. Sugar is very inflammatory. So if you're on your cycle and you're eating ice cream, which obviously those cravings go up around that time. Trust me, I know. They do. I'm just like, sometimes I'm like, I want freaking chocolate. But no. So don't be eating a lot of sugar because it's very inflammatory. You want to eat a very clean diet, a lot of greens. You want to eat iron, so a lot of green leafy vegetables with iron, and very, very clean. So, and then I personally do a smoothie every single morning, and then I add in maca every day. So
maca, M-A-C-A. That's not matcha.
Right, it's not matcha.
Maca. M-A-C-A. Doc, can you hand me one of those maca powders up there? So that's what I would end with. Nutritionally, if you wanted to really support your hormone system, this stuff is I'll stop short of saying it's magic, because really it's a root. It's actual food. Mm-hmm. I've noticed it in my own hormone health with testosterone and energy and growth hormone. Really the fountain of youth are those hormones, and this really just does a fantastic job of fueling all those things. And you mentioned iron. One thing that Mish started doing along with getting adjusted, and when we first met, she was getting adjusted every day. All the soccer and everything she had done to her spine, it was adjustment. She started noticing her energy levels skyrocketing before maca powder or anything else. And then we added minerals also. Mm-hmm. So iron is actually a mineral, but a really good mineral. We hand me a mineral supplement. A really good mineral supplement that contains all the minerals, right? Not just an iron, or not just a calcium, or potassium's a mineral. A really good mineral supplement. This is There are several out there, but this is the one we like. These are from the sea, the ocean. The way they make it is they use a dehydration process, and a lot of the heavy metals are left out. So there's like 80 or 90 minerals in here. But giving your body that will allow it to sort of assimilate things properly, including the iron.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really helped her. It's really helped a lot of people. Any final thoughts on heavy cycles?
Exercise, get your body moving. Exercise is huge with it. I know, you should be exercising in general, but during that time, I know it can be hard to get moving, but at least you can put, if you find on YouTube some type of yoga flow, just something to get moving. So exercise is going to help with menstruation, and personally for me, I know if I'm really hurting and I go work out, I completely forget about it. It doesn't bother me afterwards. So exercise is very important as well.
Yeah, that's a good point. Because when you're hurting,
Mm-hmm.
and this goes for guys too, but during your cycle, I would imagine ice cream and chocolate, candy, whatever, cake, right? And you don't feel like exercising. It's like you get into this negative feedback loop, and you're just making yourself worse. What would you suggest? Because when you say exercise, I can hear people through Facebook, and if you're watching this later on YouTube, I can hear people say, "Oh, I'm out. Nope, I can't have my ice cream. I'm out."
Mm-hmm.
What would you say to them to motivate or inspire? How would they pull that off where they don't reach for the crap food, that they do exercise? What do they have to do? Do you know?
You have to want to do it. You have to be disciplined.
So how do you, but it's easy to say that, but
Mm-hmm.
how do you flip that switch? Is that probably resonates with some of you? Like you've tried diet plans and exercise plans, blah, 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 and they all seem to go away or they're temporary. What is it about that set of people that work out no matter what,
Mm-hmm.
that eat crazy good no matter what, like you're doing now? I mean, you're a living example of this. How much weight have you lost in the last year or so?
Over 20 pounds, and in the last 6 weeks, I lost 4.25 inches.
So and we're just watching your whole body change. So you're in this moment. What did you do to get disciplined enough to do that? Do you remember?
Inspired?
Yeah. How did you get inspired?
Well, I was around people who were inspired as well. So you got to surround yourself with those people.
Yeah.
And then, for my family, for my future kids, and I want to have healthy pregnancies and healthy babies and everything, and I want to be able. I don't want to have problems later on in life that I used to deal with, and so that's why I do it.
And that's the trap people get into. They don't get inspired early on, and then when the disease hits, like osteoporosis, which is very common when people, these bad cycles, their body's all wacky, or weight problems, or going through pregnancies like that tends to be. And guys are no different. Guys don't think about their health until their prostate goes bad. That is a disaster. It's all a product of your behavior. It's not your genes or anything else. It's your behavior. So we're really proud of you. But she said the key thing, and that's how I try to live my life. That's how we try to get everybody to live. So what do you want 5 years from now to look like? What do you want 10 years from now to look like? Let alone tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right? Because some things you can change just like that. Well, if you want it to be better, what's the first thing?
Inspired.
Get inspired. B,
Get adjusted.
get adjusted regularly,
Yes.
not just when you hurt. I mean regularly. You don't want to let your spine fall apart before you start getting adjusted. You want to keep that thing flowing. Like the principle is just like brushing your teeth. If you only brush your teeth once a week, you're going to lose it. If you don't take care of your spine regularly, even daily, right? That doesn't mean you have to come here every day, but weekly adjustments, home exercises, very important. Now you're really making a big difference than food, obviously.
Yeah, nutrition.
So, but if you're doing all those other things, if you're inspired, the ice cream doesn't look quite as much fun.
Yeah, exactly. And then just don't keep it in the house, because usually you start getting those cravings late at night, and then if it's not in the house,
Guilty.
yeah, we all are. If it's not in the house, you can't grab it. You can't reach for it. So, but yeah, just don't keep it there. And then when you are eating clean, then you eat that, then you feel bad. And I really don't want to.
What would you never do for heavy cycles?
I would never get on birth control.
Why would you never get on birth control?
Birth control actually screws up your hormones.
And increases your risk of
Breast cancer.
breast cancer and Stroke.
Yes, it's due.
Did you hear me on that? If you doubt what I'm saying, you're welcome to go look it up. What are the side effects of birth control pills or birth control methods that interfere with your hormones? You're asking to increase your chance of breast cancer and increase your chance of a stroke.
Mm-hmm.
Now, apart from that part, though, obviously God did not make you to need a pill or a shot or something inserted in you to have healthy cycles. That's not how you're made. Just look at it logically. That we could go down that rabbit hole too. I mean, that is a huge moneymaker for the drug companies, for these people that make those contraptions that go up in you. It's an enormous amount of money because they're feeding off of your pain, right? And they're not spending any time telling you how to get your body right. So if that's what you do, if you just treat the pain, or if you're just trying to cover up the trouble with your cycles with some method instead of actually building your body, the disease process is still happening in your body, and that's what's going to get you later. And we don't want that. That's why we're making this video now. That's why you're taking care of yourself now.
Yeah.
Long, fruitful career ahead of her. We're just excited. You know, here's a fun question.
Oh boy.
You see yourself adjusting until you're how young? How old?
How young? I personally see myself like adjusting my whole life.
Until
But-
what age?
Until until I die, like literally until I can't anymore.
So what age, you know, obviously barring some crazy accident, but you're taking such good care of yourself now. How old do you think you'll be?
I don't know. However long God wants me to live.
I feel like I'm going to be around until I'm 110. I don't know why that number sticks into my head, but it doesn't scare me.
Yeah.
Yes, most people, if they even want to live that long, what do they say?
Live that long? Like, I mean.
They don't want to live that long because
Yeah.
they don't want to be miserable in their 60s and 70s. Well, take care of yourself now.
Yeah.
We have this wonderful human here. We've got a couple. We've got an 85-year-old guy and a 95-year-old guy. They don't take a drug for anything. We just took a picture with one yesterday. He was taking blood pressure medicine. We got him going in the right direction. He pulled himself off his own medication, and his dizzy spells went away, and he's doing great. And the guy's living large with his grandchildren. You know, he's not falling apart, and that's really what we want. We just don't want you to fall apart later. The pain of regret is astounding, and you'll spend all of your money and all of your time trying to buy your health back. We don't want to sit around and let that happen.
Yeah.
Remember, drugs are bad,
God is great.
and so are you. Talk to you next time.